Hello everyone, Jorge Huertas once again with all of you. Today I'm gonna show you what is and how to make an evaluation of prototypes with users. This video is also available in Spanish. Well, this is a tool of validation. It got the following characteristics. Allows to evaluate the response and acceptance of a prototype of a product or service by their users. Analyze the acceptance and appropriation that the users or group can develop to a product or service developed. This tool is used in the testing phase of a project that is being developed with the design thinking methodology or any other agile methodology. To develop this evaluation correctly, you must be very objective when you are analyzing the information and response of the user. If the product or service presents problems, must be adjusted and returned to the previous phases to be stayed. Otherwise, you must continue to the implementation phase. Okay, so when you develop an evaluation of prototypes with users, there are a couple of things that are very important. The first thing is that when you start developing this, you need to ask yourself a question. What are you going to evaluate? And you got like different scenarios. You, of course, can evaluate a product. You can also evaluate a service, but you can also evaluate a business model because one thing is that you have an idea, and other is very important that you validate that with a user because finally that is the main thing. That is the person who is going to use it. That is why user-centered design is extremely important with all of this. So you need to be very aware and understand the whole concept. So after that, you need to develop a focus group with users. I strongly recommend at least 10 users. It's very important that here you already have your prototype of product, service, or business model. What are you going to evaluate? You are going to evaluate, and you need to be aware of how much time the user will be interacting, because you cannot say, hey, can you give me 4 hours of your time? So you need to keep it short, you need to keep it simple, you need to make it and put it in a place that is easy for the user to understand, that is not something invasive. That is very important. What are you going to evaluate? The degree of acceptance and appropriation that the user have for the model that you are evaluating. Also, it's very important that you get feedback about the materials, the design, about everything. Also, the use. Because one thing is what you are thinking of your product, service, or business model, and other very different is the use that the user have. Because maybe you think there is no problem, but the idea here is that before you release your development, you be aware that everything is correct. If something is not correct, that is not the end of the world. The idea here is that you can get back and redo your prototype, and then you test it again. This is iterative. You have to do it over and over again until you know that the design of your development is completely correct, that the level of acceptance is very high, that the level of appropriation is very high as well, and it's easy to use. After that, you develop an insight and you take actions of this development, because it's very important that you understand that the insight is the result of this analysis, because it's better that you make corrections in this stage, because if you release your product or your service and you have not taken in account all the feedback of your users, you will have a lot of problems with the development. So there are a couple of things that you need to be aware. If, for example, you have a focus group of 10 people and 8 says that it's going really well, but 2 they say that they don't, you need to be more focused to see what is the things that are not working, because maybe say like, okay, I got 80% of acceptance. Yeah, but if you multiply that for the number of units that you will have, you can have a serious problem. So you need to be very calm to analyze all the information and to realize if it's necessary to redo the model, or if you are everything is good to release. As a conclusion, we can say that at the end of the evaluation with user, you should have a clear idea if the product, service, or business model is ready to be released or needs to be staged. The tool lets you know if the development it is right or wrong, and if it will work when is implemented. The key of development of a good evaluation with user is to be very objective with the result achieved. It's better to correct before launching any development. Otherwise, you could spend a lot of money and make a huge mistake. So here you really want that the people are objective. Okay, I don't like it, and I don't like it because of this, and that. Or yeah, I think it's good because this, and that. Because if you let it to release and you didn't take in account that everything is completely good, you could have a serious problem and a serious struggle when you release it to the public. Thank you so much. I hope this video will be a big help in your development. Please subscribe to our channel, Design Thinking 24/7. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We also have courses in Udemy. In the description of the video, we have the link. Thank you to all of you. We are the #1 design thinking channel in the whole YouTube universe. Remember, every Monday we have a new video in English. Every Thursday we have every Monday we have a new video in Spanish. Every Thursday we have a new video in English. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.